Most of you don't know that my dad was actually an international swimmer. He competed at the Olympics in the same event as me, the 400 individual medley, in 1984. And as a youngster, he always wanted me and my sister to be able to swim. So on our family holidays, we could all kind of mess around in the pool and have fun and be safe. And I joined the local swimming club and learned to swim through lessons, and then with the help of my mum and dad, and me and my sister joined the performance program and moved through the stages. And I think I just loved it so much that I was told that I was doing brownies one night and gymnastics another, and as I was getting better at swimming and fell in love with it more, I kind of didn't want to do the other things and just fell in love with swimming. So I've always been a water baby, I think, and I'm just really chuffed that all the hard work over the last couple of years kind of came from something so special from my family past. As you probably know, most swimmers' training regimes are pretty hectic. We've kind of been swimming for years and years and years at such an intense level, and this started probably when I was about 10. So I used to get up for morning training before school, probably once or twice a week, and as I got older, this kind of just developed into more and more sessions and more early mornings. Currently I'm training at the University of Stirling, where I swim 5 mornings a week from 7:30 till 9:30. I then follow 3 of those mornings in the gym for about an hour and a half. I do 1 yoga, kind of Pilates session a week, and then we swim 4 evenings a week from 3:30 till 5:30, and then we swim early morning, 6 till 8 on a Saturday, and then get the rest of the weekend off. So being a swimmer is pretty difficult, pretty dedicated you have to be, but then I guess all the hard work that I've put in over the years has definitely paid off. My biggest sporting achievement to date was probably winning gold at the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast in April of 2018. I finished second in this event in Glasgow, and I was a little bit disappointed. So to kind of do one better and come away with a gold after a really difficult year of training was a pretty special moment for me. My main event is the women's 400 individual medley, and my personal best is the English long course record, and it is a time of 4 minutes 33.01 seconds. Before a race, it's quite easy for me to get into the zone. I try and stay really relaxed and kind of remember why I'm racing and to have fun with it. Obviously on the odd occasion, each event means slightly more and the nerves kind of creep in, but I always try and tell myself to stay calm and have fun and keep relaxed. All the training that I've done is built up to this event, and this is almost the fun part. So literally get behind the block, do what you can do, and try and show off a little bit. I think if I was to give advice to somebody who's going into competitive swimming, it would definitely be to remember why you started. As I've been swimming for so many years, you can kind of get lost a little bit, and one of my friends recently said to me, remember why you started. You were just a girl that loved to swim and have fun, and this is why you did it and carried on. You weren't always good at it, you've just happened to be good at it as you've improved, and now you are where you are today. So my definite piece of advice would be to any young swimmer that wants to be competitive, make sure you have fun with it, because at the end of the day, if you're having fun, you'll probably perform better. My favourite bit of training kit has to be my fins, and most other swimmers will say that. We swim so many hours a week, and when coach says pop your fins on, it's kind of a hurrah moment. It helps out with kick especially. I quite like doing underwater fly kicking with fins. It kind of just helps with the technical side of that, but then it also builds up the strength. So if I had to pick one piece of equipment that I couldn't live without, it would definitely be my training fins. The first time I qualified for an Olympics was incredible. I remember hitting the wall at the London Aquatic Centre where the trials were for the London 2012 Games, turning round, seeing that I'd finished second, there was a little 2 by my name, and I'd done the time that I needed to do to be accepted on the team. And I looked to my left and my mum and dad were in the stands, and my aunt and uncle had made the trip and some of my friends. So it was just a really special moment to finally achieve a dream that I've had since I was 10, 11. Do it at home in London, knowing it was going to be a home Olympics and with my family there, it was probably one of the most special moments, probably of my career. At the Olympics, the whole event is so much bigger. Most competitions you'll go to, you kind of rock up as a team or with your swimming club or with a GB team, and you stay in a hotel. When you go to the Olympic Games, you actually stay in a village, and that's similar to the Commonwealth Games. So all athletes across all different sports live in one huge facility, almost like a little town. We have our own dining hall, our own shops, and an entertainment zone. So the huge volume of people is incredible. And to try and stay in your own race mode in this huge bubble can be quite difficult. But that's when I guess you've got your teammates around you that have got the same goals and help you focus a bit more. But the venues are always incredible, and I think that's the best part about being at an Olympics. You rock up to a stadium or a swimming pool where you know hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people will be watching on the TV, and you've just got one lane, one time, it's yours to shine and kind of do your thing. And I think that's what makes an Olympic Games so much special and has that extra buzz about it, and probably most swimmers will say a similar thing. My favourite pool until the summer was probably Ponds Forge. I just love racing there, and I had so many good memories down in Sheffield of winning medals at nationals and kind of having fun with my friends at an age group level. I always seemed to perform well there and always got a PB, but this summer winning gold at the Commonwealth Games in Australia was amazing. The venue was insane. It was jam-packed with people who loved swimming. There was 10,000 people in the stands, and my mum and dad made the journey there. And the special thing about it was that it was the first time, and probably one of the only times, that I'll ever swim under floodlight. So it was dark by the time the finals were on, which made the atmosphere and the intensity so much better. And I probably don't think I'll ever get such a buzz walking behind a race as I did there. So my definite favourite pool is on the Gold Coast. Swimming isn't always easy. You have ups and downs throughout the season and even year to year. An injury can play a huge part of that. I myself have scoliosis, so growing up as a youngster it was quite difficult with the pain and in the pool and kind of putting the whole package together. So I struggled with the pain of that, and that was something that I had to deal with and probably made me a stronger swimmer growing up, and that helps me now with injuries as I get older. And recently I fell and broke some ribs, and that kind of spurred me on to then perform well at the Commonwealths. I thought I might not be able to swim again, and that could have potentially maybe been the end of my career as I was getting on a little bit and being nearly 25. And I think realising that why I wanted to swim and what swimming meant to me kind of helped me perform better. And even if you're not injured and you're just going through low phases in the pool, there's always downtime where you think, oh, I'm really not enjoying swimming, but it's totally natural. You can't enjoy everything you do all the time, and you put so many hours into swimming or training, and you just can't feel on top of the world all the time. So if you are having a bad day or a bad session, tell somebody about it, get it off your chest, and remember, not every session is a bad one, and things will always get better. When I was growing up, my favourite sporting hero was a girl from Hungary called Kristina Regazegi. I used to be a backstroke swimmer when I was little, and at the time she held the 200 backstroke world record at 16. And naive as I was at 11, I thought, by the time I'm 16, I'm going to break a world record and I'm going to be just like her. So she definitely inspired me at such a young age. My favourite stroke is backstroke. When I was a youngster, I said obviously I was a backstroke swimmer, and I think growing up I've just kind of carried that with me. I wasn't that good at the medley maybe until I was about 13 or 14 as my other strokes caught up, but I always favour backstroke and aerobic backstroke training. So if I could only ever swim one stroke for the rest of my life, I think I would definitely pick backstroke. My least favourite thing about swimming is probably getting up super early in the morning. I think as I've been doing it for almost 15 years, you'd think it would get easier, but I'm not a massively fun person to be around super early on in the morning. So I think that is probably the worst thing about being a swimmer. One of the hardest training sessions that comes to mind when people ask me that is the time that I travelled to Barcelona to train with another 400 medley girl when I was slightly younger. And we had 7,200 metres of the main set of the session, all freestyle pull, on very fast turnarounds, and I think within the whole 95 minutes, I probably got less than a minute's rest. So that is probably one of the hardest training sessions I've ever done, and the total ended up about 9 or 10K. So it took about 2.5 hours in total to cram it all in. My top tips for somebody who's just learning to swim is to be patient with it. I completely forget how I do it now, as it's so second nature, but it's just like walking or learning to drive. You have to start off slow, don't fight the water, learn how to swim with the water, as the more you're comfortable in it, the more feel you get back from it and the easier swimming is. If you get in and start splashing about and panic of being in the water and being so tense, swimming's really difficult. So stay relaxed, take your time, familiarise yourself with all 4 strokes, and the more you practice, the better you'll get. In the future, I would like to still be involved in swimming. I really enjoy coaching and sharing my knowledge with young and budding swimmers. So if I can do something to help pass on my experience and my knowledge and help them improve, then I think I'll have done my job when I finish swimming.